I'm Gary Robinson from GWR Fasters. We're at the NEC at the Classic Car Show in Birmingham.
So just to give you guys a scale of the Lancaster Classic Motor Show, like we've probably been walking for a good maybe half an hour and we haven't even got to right at the back over there yet, and we're pretty much going as the crow flies. It is mad. One of those cars that, yeah, you could say you're not into like old supercars, but I mean everyone's weird. But I mean, come on, it's an F40, everyone loves an F40. Look at that, big coolers. It is just like the back of these is a bit like, it's literally like, look, you can see little bits. I'm teasing you, you can't see it all. I'm just teasing enough. Funny story about this car, when both me and Elliot were on placement at M Sport, these boys built this lovely replica in front of us and got M Sport, brought it to M Sport and asked all the M Sport employees to have a signature on it. Unfortunately, both me and Elliot were too busy with touring car stuff at the time, but it's quite nice and sweet to see it here at the Lancaster Classic Motor Show today. So nice sight to see and something we can always appreciate. Like, I love all the linkages on the carbs. It's also satisfying. And when you're rotating them all and they're all moving like in sync. Always makes me wonder though, like how many people do you think have actually like measured the difference and got your carbs like butterflies actually closing bang on? I bet you're probably not a lot. It's got an oil cooler on it as well. That is quite cool. Nice car. It's one of the prettiest like 70s, 80s front ends. They're just so elegant. They're almost blushing at you with the wee like, but only the early ones. I think the other ones look a bit like the front of an X19. But yeah, the early ones I think are so like dainty, power. I also love how the like rear boots open. Because like under the clamshell, you have like each half, which is probably terrible to work on, but they like lift the clamshell up and then you got little wings that open like that. Which must be really annoying to get to the middle bit, but I guess. You got V8, you got two banks of cars, probably a bit different. Bom, 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 bom. It is a sprint. Yeah. Twin cam in the sprints, only in the sprints. Yeah, one of the first production cars to have twin cam on. Pretty cool random little fact, and amazing that us English actually did something useful. Quite cool to be there. And if I remember right, they've all got a lovely walnut wooden dash. Oh. And door cards. Some people say you can also like catch splinters in your fingers off the door card trims. Obviously with my big wad of cash, I really want to buy one. A Renault 5 Turbo 2. This is a homologation, isn't it, as well? How much did they estimate this at? 78 to 88,000 pounds. Is it actually original? It's only done 16,000 miles. I mean, to be fair, for a homologation Group B car, below 100 grand is pretty good value for money. Also, look at the seats. I love that. Like, why can't we make nice cars anymore? It just looks comfortable. This is a rally car. This is what I was looking at the other day on Facebook Marketplace. Same engine, just detuned. 227 horsepower. Actually, not that much when you think about it, but oh, they just look so cool. Like, I don't know, it's one of those cars that like, it's just so aesthetically pleasing. And it also basically looks like the S2, if we're being honest. Especially the back, that long like rear hole, the whole like long red. Pretty much the later S2, in my opinion. Obviously you can't, I don't know if the Porsche calipers still fit on these. I'd quite like to find that out. But, oh mate, so cool. Yeah, MGR V8. I don't know what V8's in them. I have a feeling it's supposed to be the Rover, but no idea. 16 to 20,000 pounds. Feels very like cross between like a Triumph and an MGF, if I'm being honest, looking at the interior from here. Funky, cool, these are great. Good old Fulvia. the starting car that you get in Dirt Rally 2, as I'm sure you all know. But yeah, I think they've got that just sort of funky love to them. Has this got tyre gauges in the rear? Look at that. That is so cool. Look at that. You could, fun fact, Alpina, I can't remember what they called it. They made, basically, they called it a semi-automatic gearbox, but it was basically a manual, but without the clutch, and the clutch was done electronically. And so you would shift it like a manual, and it basically, the sensors would tell you when you're coming out of gear, as you put pressure on it, disengage the clutch, and then re-engage it once you're in your next gear. How cool is that? Yeah, the one on the right is an earlier one because you don't have the wing on the back, and then, which actually gives you no aerodynamic benefit, it just looks cool. That's the only reason it was put on, which is classic Lamborghini. And then also the earlier ones had skinnier tyres on the rear, and then they worked out that was too lethal and they needed bigger tyres, so then they put bigger tyres on the later one with the wing. That's how you know if they're like an early, like late 70s one, I think, so the early ones, and then the early 80s ones are the second jet. Properly cool though. I don't like that. Not a fan. Like the port injection's nice, nice long trumpets, long runners. But like, why the curve? Why do that? Maybe for equal length manifolds, but surely you just get loads of drag. Looks nice though.
Ladies and gentlemen, you join us on the Saturday of the Classic Car Show in the NEC in Birmingham. And we have a mission. Now, many of you will not know, but I competed in the Mongol Rally this summer on a motorbike, and it broke down. So we're on a mission to find a new car. So, come on an adventure, and let's have a dander. Do a kickflip. So, I'm here with Gregory, and he has his, immaculate C5 A6 All-Road. And I've been saying to Gregory explaining them about the Mongol Rally, and so we've been looking at...
Sounds fantastic.
It's just... Well, Mongol Rally is amazing. But this is the first car we've seen at the show that actually might survive. So Gregory, tell me about your car.
Yeah, so it's a 2002 C5 All-Road Quattro. It has the 180 2.5 litre TDI V6 with adjustable air suspension. And useful thing about this one, which does make it quite handy, is it's got a manual box and a low-range gearbox, which means that because of the way it works, you can come out of any gear in low range and go into any gear in high range whilst you're on the move. So it's a full 12-speeder, which you can show. Two actuators on the clutch, the normal level that you would go down, and when you go right to the very bottom, it actuates the second one. You press that red button in the gear stick in at the same time, and that disengages and engages the low-range gearbox as and when you want. So you could come out of fourth or fifth gear in low range and then maybe go into second gear on high range at that time. So you've got a lot of versatility.
It is for... I've owned a few B5s in my time too, to be exactly, and mines were never, ever this tidy on the inside. It is. Gregory, this is amazing.
It's had a hard life. It's done 3 house moves. It's been on the continent. I've driven over sand dunes in it. So it's 167,000 miles.
There is.
Yeah.
So much space.
I've had a 3-seater sofa in the boot with the tailgate closed.
They are. They don't make them like they used to. They don't make them like they used to.
And actually, if you load it up, so when you're doing the house moves, I had it up to this level, seats down, with really heavy stuff, like lots of books and things like that. And because the car was off, but the air suspension, it adjusts. So you take out a really heavy box, the car goes up, and it realises it's gone up, and it lets out a bit of air, and it comes back down to the same level. So it is actually quite clever.
Take that, Land Rover Discovery. This is all the best bits of air suspension, plus probably better fuel economy.
And have a look at the the original tyres.
Oh yeah, Greg, tell us about that. We didn't it's so strange.
Yeah. So Pirelli developed these tyres when Audi were developing the all-road itself. So this was meant to be their all-rounded tyre to do a bit of off-roading as well as that low-level grip surface.
And it says here all-road, and it is. Well,
it's the only Audi model to appear in an Audi font on a factory tyre.
Yeah,
so they're all supplied with these.
Everything's in lovely condition, so it's a pleasure to see it. It's a pleasure to see something this. I don't want to say ordinary because it's not ordinary because it's got. How many of the cars around here have a 12-speed gearbox? Like it is, but this is just amazing to see something that a normal person could have and actually useful.
And it's a daily driver. It's done so much. And actually, so the reason we got it here today is this 25-year anniversary of the All-Road Quattro UK launch.
Gregory, thank you very much for talking to us.
You're
It's been a
welcome.
pleasure, and yeah, well, I hope everyone else appreciates this. So, we're here looking at Morris Minors because on the rally I thought a Traveller would be the perfect thing to take with me. It's in line with the 1.3 litre rule, and it's got space, it's simple. I mean, it's made of wood, so I could cut down a tree and fix it. But I've just wandered over here, and I don't think the Independent Republic of Birmingham produced this engine in the 60s. This does not look British Leyland, or Morris, sorry. Just a little personal itch. My dream car, B5 RS4. Just, just Sam, I hate you, turn away. I need a private minute here. So we're here with an absolutely bloody mental story. We're just talking to some of the guys here at the stand with the Daily Mirror World Cup rally that took place in the 1970, and it's 16,000 miles, 22 to 25,000 kilometers across Europe, behind the Iron Curtain in the 70s, and then South America. Now, these are 4 original winning cars, or finishing cars. Finishing would be winning, but this is the actual winning car from the rally. And it's just fairly bog standard 1600 Mark 1 escorts. Internal cages, because we've been told they like to fold in half. But yeah, guys, they did the 5,000 kilometer or 5,000 mile stretch in Europe in 5 days. Supposedly, they didn't stop. They just swapped drivers and fueled up. Absolutely amazing. This is the 3 white cars here are 3 works cars. So factory Ford built them. The red one behind us is a 1300, which is just insane to me. In the 70s, a 1300 car, run by a privateer, which is the 70s was the privateer time. Agriculture. Father Dougal, you can't take the milk float above 5 mile an hour. What do you mean, Ted? I'm already over 5 mile an hour. You can't go below 5 mile an hour, no matter what. The milk float will explode. Someone find the brick. Now this is the creme de la creme of expedition vehicles. Land Cruiser. Now, I'm a Land Rover man, but there's only one option really, isn't there? And this is, as the Aussies say, oh yeah mate, it's a ute. On our lookout, we've actually gotten talking to some very lovely people at Cult Commercials, and they've opened it up for us. So we're going to have a look at this lovely 70 Series Land Cruiser. New built, not an old one, not a resto mod. These are still being made for almost 40 years. Can you imagine it? We've been allowed inside, and it makes my 2014 Defender look very, very not nice. Like, Samwise, come hither and have a look. Look at this. Automatic. But look, it smells so good in here. It smells like a new car. But this is amazing. I'm actually blown away. Short wheelbase, 2-door, the classic. And this is a lovely colour. The tan with the sand. These guys, Cult Commercials, are an importer for the UK. There's a couple of them, but according to these guys, they're the best. I'm going to take their word at them. This is the Aussie classic. Twin cab ute. For all your farming, off-roading, overlanding needs. There's a big boy up there with his tent, but look at this, like, bloody hell, 2 mirrors. Solid axles, just simple. Constantly evolved for 40 years for perfection. But look at that. And that silver too, it's just, you can fit all your sheep in there. If you were from New Zealand, or I don't know, kangaroos, Australia. Don't know what you farm. But look at this. Tough. Proper. But there's one problem in the Mongol Rally. It's just too good. And I can't have that. Here, she's nice, but she's nae scanny V8. Oh my goodness. Folks, we found a Tesla Roadster.
It's so great to be here. I haven't been here since I was a kid, so being part of Harper Adams and coming here and getting involved with the show. Here are my top things about the show so far. So one of my favourite things of the show is getting everyone to do the wheel change challenge. We've got our star with a reasonably priced nut gun. Bloody hell, this guy's going pretty quick. I think my place on the team may be at risk here. There's a brilliant variety of cars. You're seeing everything from these fancy schmancy Jaguars to Japanese K cars. It's a real mix. It's brilliant. It's not corporate at all. It feels like everyone here they're super interested in their cars. It's so great to see like the enthusiasm of everyone. So absolutely devastated. I tried to get in one of these things. Amazing Ford GT40, but I can't fit in. If you close the door, it's just going to chop the top of my head off. So absolutely gutted. I can never get one now. Fantastic. So this one's a bit of a dream car for me. It's always good to get in the car that you're named after. So thanks, Mum and Dad, for that. So this is a Morgan plus 4.4. And Morgans are famous for having a really hard clutch. And you sort of use it as a footrest and a tight gearbox as well. I mean, this is me talking like I know anything about the cars. I'm just a fan. But they are absolutely beautiful. They don't have wooden chassis. They've got an ash frame. We'll have to ask the owner about this specific car, because that's another beautiful thing about them, is they're all slightly different. Oh my God! This is my favourite thing from the show we've seen so far. Lancia Delta S4 Integrale. I believe this is an original and not a replica. But I have to confirm that. It is just an absolute work of art. The Martini livery, like this. Oh, hello. This is my bedroom poster car. Like to see it. Yeah, it's just, there's not that many of them. I don't know how many there are, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God, I've never actually sat inside one of these before. Bloody hell. And they used to bloody take spectators out in Portugal in these things. Like the videos I've seen from Golden Age. This is a bit of a 7-year-old dream for me to come and sit in one of these. And you know what? I fit in it quite well. Maybe I could buy one. So the Bugatti Veyron will do 0 to 60 in 2.57 seconds. This will do it in 2.6 seconds on gravel. Magellan sat-nav, and it lives here like this.
It's in there, and there's the technology to fasten it in.
There we go. Look, high-tech solutions, absolutely.